rules. So those workouts not only don't make him any money, but they only provide a slight bit of extra value. He doesn't have to push that hard. He puts it in so much every day, every time. Even when it doesn't suit, even when he has to get up early, he still makes it priority. How does an individual like that ever have time to feel sad, get lost, even whenever he completes it, whenever he has his biggest ever movie deal and it's done and he's not sure where the next one's going to come and he takes the next one and it's not that big, but he's still able to go because he's doing the stuff day in and day out. Remember, why do I say day in and day out? Because the majority of the time you're going to have to be that individual. Because 6 months for you of not doing anything, you could start to lose where you want to go. You could start to lose your edge. Especially if you're working out. 6 months is a long time to go without working out. 6 months is a long time to not have put your energies into something you're passionate about. And maybe you're someone who likes to be on the move, who likes to work, who likes to create. Well then that Leonardo DiCaprio time off maybe might not suit you. You might want to be on the next movie role. You might want to be creating something. You don't need time off. You want to go and create the next big thing that you can do. Look at The Rock. He's non-stop, all the time, always present, always creating stuff. If you went from where you're at and applied all of these great individuals' work ethics, views on life and what they could create, you wouldn't have time to get lost, to get depressed, to want to do drugs, to want to drink alcohol. Apply all of the great things that these people do. Notice how I didn't list any of the negative things. I only listed the things that work, that get results, and that I have seen that shows passion. Because there's too many people in this life that you could pick out and say things you don't like about them, but that gives you a reason not to go for it, to not work hard, to not do it. Whenever you see the great things that the great people do, it'll give you the passion on the days, on your last hour, when you don't feel like it anymore. Whenever you should be showing up somewhere that could make the biggest difference in your life. And you go, you know what, it's alright. I've made enough for this year. I'm not going to go for it. I'm tired. I don't feel too good. I haven't had enough sleep. And I would rather just go back, go to sleep, and it'll be alright. Do you still show up? Do you still show up somewhere where you're supposed to be? These individuals is what has given me passion time and time again. Because there's a certain point where there's not going to be anything that gives you what you need. There's really nothing going to be there. There's going to be times in life where you are totally empty, exhausted, and the only thing that you can use to guide yourself is a small bit of energy inside yourself that just keeps you going and keeps you going. In those moments, you apply these individuals. Think about it. Think about Tony Robbins showing up every time, putting in the effort. Look at how much of an edge he has continuously. How could I choose to stop when that guy still goes? He's still pushing. He's near 60 and he's still grinding. How could I give up at this stage when I see that? Whenever I see 50 Cent, how could I stop? Seeing where that individual came from and was able to get right out it and create a whole new life for himself and also take care of the people who had come with him. Whenever I see Leonardo DiCaprio and seeing what he can create, the amount of quality he can bring to a role. He can sell a movie. It could be a terrible movie script, but he creates such a character with the person that he brings that it's undeniably a great movie to watch. And then you take someone like The Rock, who's willing to keep getting up early, keep doing workouts when most people would be sleeping. How could I not get up and go out there and fight? So that's what I use to pick me up, because there's not going to be something that's going to give you an edge. We look at these people as if they have something that gives them an edge. You're going to take this super thing that's going to give you the edge. Nothing will give you the edge like going out there and getting the experience. And it comes back to what I mentioned in chapter 1 about the sword. These guys' swords are so sharp that they're able to go anywhere and make a difference. They're able to go anywhere and take a challenge. But it comes from where you started. All of these individuals have started somewhere similar to you. There's always someone great out there who has a similar situation to you. Drug addict, broke, doesn't know where to put himself, a high chance of death. Where does that guy go? You will find millions of people out there, if you look for them, who have went from that and created financial freedom for themselves, who have came from that and created great families for themselves. You can take somebody else. You're eating out of bins. That's your diet, eating out of bins and begging for food. Plenty of people out there that you can use to apply in your own life. So whenever you're going from that stage to getting the job, to trying to create a passionate career, you keep thinking about those individuals. What would they do? They'd keep going, they'd keep pushing. Doesn't matter how I am at this stage, I know by my consistent and persistent effort. There's nothing that will stop someone with a consistent and persistent effort. Whenever you keep pushing, banging and hitting, you will push through anything in this life. There are too many days for you to keep pushing and hitting that you will not be able to break through a massive amount of stuff. But on the days that you don't show up, on the days that you put in too little effort, on the days you get distracted, that's where you'll lose the most. So if you choose to put in that effort, choose not to get lost with what you're doing, you will always be able to create something amazing. Regardless of what age you are, you'll always be able to find a passion. And if you're always able to find a passion, remember, what is passion? Passion is an accelerated fire within you that gives you a direction and a target to go towards. People who commit suicide were not people who had great directions, who had a fire within them burning to go somewhere. Oftentimes, those people either never had that feeling, or they had gotten to a destination and didn't know where else to go, so they lost the fire within them. They lost the destination to go to, so then they start to think, what's a reason for living? You combine that with negative mind states, it's going to be easy for anyone to find a reason not to go on, and it's going to be difficult to find a reason to go forward. But if you can take that individual and completely turn everything on its head and decide to completely flip what you're doing, change your mind state, change your negative mental patterns into something positive, do something that challenges the body physically, find a passion, find somewhere to put your efforts, even if you're starting at the bottom. If you go into that job with total effort, you will become a more valuable person, and you eventually will get the opportunity to do something great. Show up every day, put in that effort every day, and I guarantee you, your life will change fast. It might not be a year, it might be 2 years. You might have a destination you really want to go to, but it takes 15 years. But you got to keep grinding for that first decade, and maybe you only make small improvements, but those 5 years, the next 5 years are phenomenal. And other people, they'll do so much and be able to create so much, put in so much effort, really put themselves on the line and create something within 5 months. But you've got to find out how much you're willing to do, where you're willing to go, how much you're willing to learn, how much you're willing to sacrifice. But you make it to this stage, my friends. You apply what I've shared in the first video and this second video. You can really take yourself from someone with no life experience, that you've done nothing in this world, to really having created not only something phenomenal for yourself, but you've set up so many other people for phenomenal lives themselves. And that's a real quality value, to have created the life that you want and help other people have created lives that they want, because the majority of the people in this world lack that.